This is CTV News with Nafisa Karim.
The ability and flexibility within the contract to transition those services within the next year back to Oak Bay.
A budget boost and new contract. Oak Bay Police continue their partnership with Saanich while also gaining some independence. Also tonight.
It's unbelievable.
Spared from extinction and rebounding in ways a recovery team only dreamt possible. The push that's still ahead for Vancouver Island marmots. Plus, Adam finds out how a small dog is making a big positive impact in her community. Later on the Sawatsky sign-off. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. From the brink of extinction to a burgeoning population, it's something the Marmot Recovery Foundation never thought was possible when it set out some 20 years ago to save the Vancouver Island marmot. The mountainside critters have gone from just 22 to over 400, all thanks to tireless efforts from a dedicated recovery team. CTV's Andy Garland reports.
Sibling rivalry is a part of growing up for these two Vancouver Island marmots.
They're really rambunctious. They're a lot of fun to watch in the wild, and then they'll stop and they'll go and they'll boop noses, which is a pair bonding activity.
They are two of 427 Vancouver Island marmots that are in the wild today.
The early recovery plans that were drafted, 400 was the dream, right? That was sort of the initial kind of target. That was the goal.
It's taken the Marmot Recovery Foundation more than 2 decades to reach the 400 milestone.
The perspective that we try and take is, when we started this program, we could find 22. That was how many marmots we had left in the wild.
The foundation says that the most effective and strongest tool for population growth has been the captive breeding program they do, alongside the Calgary Zoo's Wilder Institute, as well as the Toronto Zoo.
It's important to recognize that when a population gets down to so few individuals out in the wild, it's really unlikely that they're going to recover without human intervention.
It's unbelievable. Without the efforts of all of the partners and without ex situ breeding for release into the wild, I can almost guarantee you that the Vancouver Island marmot would be extinct.
Even though they're seeing good reproduction numbers, all parties agree the marmots are not out of the woods yet, and more work still needs to be done.
Pups surviving to adulthood, I think we still have a bit of work left to go on that front. The other thing we want to see is good dispersal. So marmots moving around between colonies.
The foundation adds that all the work being done to bring back the Vancouver Island marmot from the brink of extinction is all because of donations from Canadians wanting to see this made-in-Canada species thrive. Andy Garland, CTV News.
A Victoria business owner is pushing for greater accountability over the October closure of a Canada Post office inside his Wilson Street shop. The owner of PharmaSave Westside Village in Vic West thinks taxpayers are owed more information around the mail office's closure. Alex Akavan has filed a complaint with Canada's Office of the Information Commissioner after a search for records didn't provide the information he was looking for. He says he wanted to see data records, market analysis, and community impact assessments.
Outlets like this break even for the host business. But the whole thing is about transparency, about the public trust. As a tax-paying Canadian, I'm concerned how the decisions are made in a crown corporation, publicly funded, for the decisions that affects Canadian.
A recent Canada Post executive's letter to Akavan says no decision-making documents were withheld from him. The decision not to renew his dealership agreement was made in a virtual meeting, and that Akavan was given the only document created by staff, arguing a raw data spreadsheet couldn't be disclosed because some of the information pertained to other dealerships. The Canada Post executive says staff haven't found any wrongdoing by management. According to an email shared with CTV News, the Information Commissioner intends to investigate. Now to a story we told you about last week on the patchwork of policing services on southern Vancouver Island. Tonight we turn our focus to Oak Bay. As we told you first on Friday, that department has renewed an agreement to subcontract some services to the much larger Saanich Police Department. SPD helps with major crime investigations, training, records management, and shares its jail cells. While it may seem contradictory, the signing of the contract marks the beginning of a transition to greater independence for Oak Bay. CTV's Anna McMillan shows us why and delves into the budget boost that will help make that happen.
This is done, and we can move on.
Oak Bay Police Chief Julie Shannon is celebrating the renewal of a contract which allows her team to get a hand from the much larger Saanich Police Department.
We're grateful to have that surety and commitment to ongoing partnership with Saanich Police Department.
A previous version of the agreement spanned 5 years. This time around, it only covers 1 with an option to extend.
What was built in and thoughtfully considered was the ability to have the flexibility to transition some of those services from Saanich Police Department back to Oak Bay Police Department.
Within the next year, she wants to transfer major crimes and records management to Oak Bay from Saanich. The department recently secured the cash to hire 2 people to lead those services.
I'm going to call the question. All those in favor? Any opposed? None opposed. Thank you very much.
Last month, Council approved a budget increase of more than $1 million, or roughly 17%.
There's cost pressures attached and a growing complexity, both in investigative services, reporting, to the Crown, and any other number of areas.
The budget boost will help cover the increased cost of the renewed agreement with Saanich, up from roughly $480,000 a year to $760,000. It will also help pay a new records manager and an inspector to oversee major crime investigations.
The addition of a records manager and an inspector is to build that internal capacity to allow for a smooth transition, no interruption in services or quality of service delivery while we transition into what Oak Bay is going to look like in the future.
The vision?
To be more autonomous, provide the highest level of service, but also have more financial control over how those services are being allocated and delivered.
Anna McMillan, CTV News, Oak Bay.
Police in Nanaimo are focusing their attention today on 3 schools following an unspecified threat for the 2nd time this school year. Police say their extra presence today at Dover Bay Secondary, Wellington Secondary, and Nanaimo District Secondary School is out of an abundance of caution. School liaison officers were also present at the 3 schools. The schools remained open and classes continued as normal. Today is Cyber Monday, a day when many people turn to their devices to shop for online deals, and that has prompted Consumer Protection BC to put out a warning to know your rights when buying online. The government agency says using a credit card will give you the most protection under BC's consumer protection laws if something goes wrong and you don't receive your package. It's also advising you before hitting confirm on an online purchase to review and correct any mistakes in the order or shipping details before making the purchase, such as the price you are paying, shipping costs, and the delivery date. Consumer Protection BC says it's important to understand the retailer's cancellation, return, or exchange policies in case your package never arrives.
First step is to contact the business and try and work it out with them. We have resources on our website so that you can actually officially cancel your order with the business if you haven't received it within 30 days of when they said they were going to send it to you. If that doesn't work, we encourage you to contact your credit card provider to request a chargeback. But if the business and the credit card provider both say no, that they're not going to help you get a refund, they may be in breach of our laws, and Consumer Protection BC definitely wants to hear about that.
Consumer Protection BC says it will work with consumers to navigate the often complicated process of a refund if the law has been breached. Tomorrow is an important day for many charitable organizations on Vancouver Island that rely on donations in order to help those in need. It's called Giving Tuesday, a day that is touted as a global generosity movement, encouraging you to donate to a charity within your community. Among those experiencing the greatest need right now are food banks that say many people are struggling to put food on the table thanks to inflation. Food Banks BC says since 2019, food bank usage has risen by 80%, and it has seen a 9% increase over last year. The executive director says tomorrow is an important day for the charitable sector, although with everyone feeling the pinch, donations are also down, and there needs to be a more sustainable revenue stream going forward.
We're very lucky to have the support of so many donors in BC, but what we've seen over the last couple of years is that donations have dropped. It's a huge day for the charitable sector. It's an invaluable kind of influx of support, but we need it for more than just one day. And not to sound ungrateful, but you know, this need is ever present. It's growing. So sustained support for the charitable sector is urgently needed.
Tomorrow, you're encouraged, if possible, to make a donation to a charitable organization in your community. Still to come, the pathway to a new pipeline through BC.
Needs to be agreement from the province of British Columbia and of Indigenous peoples, and we're not going to override, the jurisdiction of our provinces.
The Environment Minister grilled by the opposition, and has BC's Premier had a change of heart when it comes to a new pipeline?
We had a high of 7 degrees earlier in the day, and then the showers rolled back in, and we've since cooled to 5. Should see a little more sunshine tomorrow and a couple of degrees warmer. Those details right after the break.
CTV Weather brought to you by Expedia Cruises. Make the most of your next trip by booking with those who've been there. Visit expediacruises.ca.
What makes West Shore Parks and Recreation a perfect place to play? It's our staff, working behind the scenes to keep the pool safe, kids engaged, and programs thriving. So apply today and join our team.
Josh, it is here. It is December. That chill is in the air. What else are we going to have?
Well, some more showers, it looks like, before the week is out. I mean, what else to do? Tomorrow, though, should be a bit of a break. And you're right, December is here, which means welcome to meteorological winter. You got to wait till the 21st to get official with the winter solstice. But meteorologically, we treat December, January, February as our winter months. So no surprise the temperatures have cooled a little bit. We're at 5 degrees in Victoria. Over the weekend, had daytime highs of 8. Both Saturday, Sunday, 7 degrees today. Should be back to about 8 or 9 for a high tomorrow. You can see the rain that has made its way through. It was a little heavier there earlier. Now it's just sort of backed off to a couple scattered showers. And we may see a bit more of that through the late evening and the overnight. There's kind of one more system that's going to wrap its way in from the north here. And then tomorrow, look at that. You get some sunshine in the morning, mix of sun and cloud through the afternoon, and for most of the island should be fairly dry. Then Wednesday, this next system mainly affects northern parts of the island, but brings at least a chance of some scattered showers to other parts of the island. So it will get awfully wet. It looks like Wednesday, Thursday in the north. Maybe not as much for areas further south. Tomorrow, mixed sun and cloud, high of 9, and then 6 and 7 for daytime highs Wednesday, Thursday in the rain. Both Friday, Saturday, a chance of scattered showers. 5 degrees tomorrow for inland areas, cloudy with a few sunny breaks. A few hit and miss showers on Wednesday, and then some steadier rain Thursday. Backs off to just a chance of showers for Friday, Saturday. Out of the west coast, partly cloudy, 9 degrees tomorrow. 8 and 9 again Wednesday, Thursday. You get a few showers on Wednesday and then some steadier rain Thursday. Friday, Saturday doesn't look all that steady, but a chance of showers. And that's the case in Comox as well. Just a 30% chance of showers to close the week. Best chance for rain is going to be Thursday. As far as tomorrow's concerned, right around average, 7 degrees and a mix of sun and cloud. In Nanaimo, 7 degrees tomorrow. Mixed sun and cloud to mostly cloudy skies. I think you probably get more sunshine in the morning than you will in the afternoon. And then for Wednesday, mostly cloudy, high of 7 degrees. And late in the day Wednesday, late afternoon into the evening, chances of showers. That turns to periods of steadier rain for Thursday, especially through the afternoon hours on Thursday. Looks drier, though, for Friday and Saturday. And in Victoria, 4 degrees tomorrow morning, 8 for a high tomorrow afternoon. 7 is average, so we were around average through the weekend today and again tomorrow, right around average Wednesday, Thursday. There's a little bit of a jump in temperatures here Friday with a high of 11. Winds should be fairly light tomorrow. We'll see a mix of sun and cloud. Again, probably more sunshine than cloud cover in the morning, cloudier in the afternoon, mostly cloudy for Wednesday, a chance of a scattered shower late Wednesday, and then this steadier rain wraps its way right across the island on Thursday before drying up Friday and Saturday. CTV Weather is brought to you by Expedia Cruises for air, land, and sea vacations. So a little bit of everything for sky conditions over the next few days, but temperatures fairly steady right around average, Nafisa.
All right, well, happy meteorological winter to you, Josh. Well, the 12 days of Christmas are coming early in the Souk area, but these might deliver more stress than holiday cheer. For the next 12 nights, road work on Highway 14 will mean single-lane traffic. Utility work between Souk River Road and Ludlow Road will result in some backups from 7 p.m. every night until 5 a.m. the next morning. Drive BC says there are no detours. The provincial government is hoping a new agreement will bring better working conditions for long-term care workers working outside the public system. The memorandum of agreement between the Ministry of Health and the Health Employers Association of BC will see more than 5,000 long-term care employees and assisted living workers brought to a higher quality of labor standards. The ministry says there has been a discrepancy in pay and benefits between those working in hospitals and those working in private facilities. The province hopes the agreement will reduce turnover, provide stronger recruitment and retention, and overall better continuity of care for seniors.
Agreement, more than 100 eligible facilities will transition into HEABC membership. And by doing this, we're supporting fairness for workers. We're ensuring that they're receiving equitable wages and benefits and protections while strengthening the care that seniors receive.
The change is subject to a ratification vote of more than 5,000 workers, which will wrap up later this month. If approved, the changes would be implemented over the next 3 years. Well, we heard from the Minister of the Environment today after Premier David Eby had a change of heart over his objection to an Alberta pipeline going through our province. CTV's Mike LeCouture on the next steps to make the project a reality.
Do you support a pipeline?
Opposition MPs grilled the Environment Minister about a possible new pipeline from Alberta to the BC coast. But Julie DeBruzen says it's not only up to the federal government.
If the provinces and the Indigenous peoples are in agreement, that then there is a pathway to actually make that happen. But I am not
what happen?
For a pipeline. But
Thank you.
While the federal government does have the jurisdiction over interprovincial pipelines, the minister says any project will have to involve all stakeholders.
There needs to be agreement from the province of British Columbia and of Indigenous peoples, and we're not going to override the jurisdiction of our provinces, and we're not going to override the rights of Indigenous rights holders.
The coastal First Nations are opposed to a pipeline going through their land in northwestern BC, but the route still isn't decided. The former head of Kinder Morgan Canada points out there is another path.
And the market should decide where that pipeline ends up. Like, is it Kitimat? Is it Prince Rupert? Is it Vancouver? Do we go back to Vancouver and build another pipe, along the existing Trans Mountain route, which is always an alternative?
On CTV's question period, BC Premier David Eby said he'd be willing to talk about a pipeline through his province if the tanker ban remains in place. In a statement, Premier Daniel Smith said, "I will also continue to engage with the Premier on the larger bitumen pipeline project to see what ideas he has on how we can ensure this project can proceed in a manner that benefits both Albertans and British Columbians."
And there is some time for that. Alberta has until July 1st to submit its pipeline application to the Federal Major Projects Office. Mike LeCouture, CTV News, Ottawa.
Coming up, Hoot helps. Adam finds out how a dog in a wheelchair formed an unexpected friendship at her owner's work. Next on the Sawatsky Sign-Off. Finally, Adam finds out how a dog in a wheelchair is making a positive impact in her community on the Sawatsky Sign-Off.
Chelsea Cullahall never expected to have a canine as a co-worker named Hoot.
She has been probably one of our best employees.
But then again, Chelsea never expected the boundless dog she adopted to start losing control of her legs.
It was super scary.
It was a debilitating neurological condition that requires Hoot to wear a wheelchair so she can still be fast,
very energetic,
and furiously affectionate.
Very loving and cuddly.
And now that Hoot works with Chelsea at a day program for people with developmental disabilities, very popular.
Every time I walk in a room, it's, "Hi, Hoot." "Oh, yeah, and Chelsea." "You're here, too."
But no one is more pleased to see the pup than Edwin.
He instantly liked her. Over a short amount of time, he started to love her.
And their love language
Is she your favorite?
is spoken through gestures.
Who's on your hat? It's Tootie.
And if actions speak louder than words, when Edwin says Hootie's on his hat before showing you that Hootie is also on his keychain, on his lunch bag, and over the holidays says that Hootie is on his sweater too, it's very clear how he feels about his furry friend.
He just likes being around her, and she likes being around him. It's just sort of this gentle, caring relationship they have.
It's the way that Hootie helps, Chelsea says, by showing that no matter what challenges we may be facing separately, we will overcome them together.
Having a friend who just doesn't judge you and wants to hang out with you because you're you is the best.
Adam Swansky, CTV News, Victoria.
Yeah, dogs are the best. That is it for CTV News Vancouver Island. Thank you so much for joining us. Good night.